When you think of app development, do you think of complicated code and months of work? Maybe think of platforms like Bubble, which let you build complex apps without a single line of code. What if I told you that Bubble took no code a step further, revolutionizing app development by having AI build an app for you with the click of a button? But is Bubble's AI builder really that powerful? Let's try it out. My name is Anya, and this is Original
Original
Strokes.
strokes. Yesterday, I opened Bubble and I saw that they had added this new AI page designer. I thought it would be fun to try it out, and I'm going to give my candid opinion. This is my first time using this new feature, so let's work through it together. On this page, I just see this button, Create with AI, and I'm going to click on that. It went ahead and created a new entire application for me. And let's start with a marketplace app. We want to talk a little bit more about the page. So let's say it's a marketplace for used books of different genres. I'm not really sure how to structure this, so we see that Bubble provided us with a handy prompt guide. Let's go look at that right now. We can see that it needs to be around 1 to 2 sentences, and these are the main things that we want to hit. Here they have a couple of examples. I'm just going to take this prompt here and copy it into here. Let's say it's going to be a marketplace for students who want to buy used books. The page should be, let's say, green. Evoke emotions of sustainability and convenience. Use photographic images and a funky font. Let's try this out. This is going to take a few minutes, so we'll see you back when this is done. Okay, they just built the page. Let's take a look at what Bubbles AI built for us. At first glance, this looks like a nice, complicated UI. It looks sleek. They incorporated stylistic things like funky text and green background. And it's pretty comprehensive with filters over here, some sort of search options over here, and then 2 repeating groups to actually show the information. We see that there's a nice header, including space for a logo and a name, and they incorporated things directly from my prompt. I said that I wanted to focus on sustainability. We see that over here. Again, I talked about used books. We see that incorporated here. And then I was also talking about college students, and we see this reflected in campus locations. Overall, I'm pretty impressed with the application they were able to build. While focusing on the design aspect before we get in and see if they actually added functionality, I want to see if this is actually built responsively. Building responsively means that your application looks good on multiple screen sizes. Right now, this is the default screen size, but as we get smaller, some of these pieces will need to compress and disappear because all of this wouldn't fit on your tiny screen size on your phone. So you get smaller, we see that it's squishing but still containing all of the key information. When we hit mobile landscape, we see this sidebar over here compress. That's an example of breakpoints, and it's often something that's hard for new Bubble users to understand how to implement. So it's very impressive that Bubble's AI template is able to incorporate that in, because it takes a load off from these new builders and can definitely be helpful functionality. As it continues to get smaller, we then see this bar over here disappear. And I'm pretty impressed by how they were able to actually incorporate breakpoints like so, and have the header, for example, disappear into just this icon. We can see that the design of this application is pretty concrete, but I want to see if they were actually able to add in workflows and data. In the workflows, we can see that there are a couple, but these have to do with, again, design. It's animating some things for each of these. There's no actual functionality with when I click the search button or when I click this toggle button over here. What this leads me to believe is that this is a template, a structure, but you would still need the Bubble expertise to be able to add the functionality behind this wireframe UI. In accordance with not having workflows, you'll see that there's no data type created relating to the used books as I described in my prompt. Furthermore, there are no option sets and there is no app data. I'm curious to see how they set up these repeating groups then, because it seems like these would be populated with books. We can just see that they arbitrarily set it up to display something, but as a bubble builder, you would need to go in, create your book data type, and link that to a repeating group to actually be able to show, add functionality behind this template. If we preview this, we can see that none of these buttons actually do anything, but we still see nice scrolling, nice visuals, and it's a good start. There are 8 different pages here. I'm going to make one of each for my used book selling application and show you what they each look like.
I've generated the 7 other types of pages, and I'm just going to go ahead and read out the prompt and scroll through each of them. I tried using some different language in the prompt, ask for some unconventional things, and let me know in the comments below how well you think this AI did at this task. This one was a landing page for a used book selling marketplace for college students who want to buy textbooks at a discount. The page should be blue, evoke emotions of convenience and reliability, and convey affordability. It should use cartoon images and a professional font. This one was a dashboard for a used book selling marketplace for college students who are selling their old textbooks. The page should be pink, tell them about their profits and each of the books they are trying to sell. It should use graphs and a casual font. This one is a social media page for book fans and college students to post about books they are reading. The page should be yellow, evoke feelings of intrigue, include expert opinions, and casual reviews. It should use photos and a scary font. This is a user profile for a used book selling marketplace for college students. The page should be white and professional. It should use minimalistic photos and a professional font. This one is a product listing page for a used book selling marketplace for college students. The page should be pink and inviting. It should use cartoon photos and a childish font. For this one, I said it should create a settings page for the admin of a used book selling marketplace for college students to control which books are being sold. The page should use dark colors and be professional. It should use minimalistic photos and a professional font. The last one is a sign-in page for a used book selling marketplace for college students. The page should use pastel colors and be inviting. It should use professional photos and a unique font. Before I give you my final thoughts, I also generated a second marketplace just to see how well Bubbles AI did at customizing from different app to different app. For this one, I said create a marketplace for a cupcake bakery targeted for children. Use colorful colors, a kiddish font, and make the platform look inviting and cheerful. We can see that it did incorporate colors in both the logo and the pink background. Furthermore, we see this childish fun font, and then some of the things from my prompt, including cupcakes, a fun name, and incorporating words like fun.
Let's compare this to the marketplace we made before. We can see that overall the structure is the exact same. We have this filter at the top, repeating group here, and then a second repeating group down here. The changes we see are in font, these logos, and colors. In addition, the text is changed from place to place. Essentially, this is serving as a sort of template with some customizability as far as colors, visuals, and text. Overall, I think this is a great tool for Bubble beginners who want to focus on functionality and not so much on design, especially the fact that it's already built responsively makes building much easier. Of course, since this is still in its beta stage, there are bound to be some errors and bugs with it, so keep that in mind. And you definitely don't have the customizability as you would from building from scratch. But I think this is a cool tool. Let me know in the comments below if you play around with it and what your thoughts are.